didn't believe it.
Okay, well that's good.
Does it really?
What you believe is extremely irrelevant to me, my friend.
It's not, because I don't know if you want it anymore.
It doesn't matter what you do or don't know. Who are you?
I'll ask you this. Do you want to win this fight? Because I don't, like, what desire have you got in boxing now? Honestly. What is this fight all about for you?
Eddie Hearn finally lost his cool. What began as another fiery verbal exchange between the promoter and Chris Eubank Jr. turned into a flashpoint that electrified the entire boxing world. Eubank Jr., never one to shy away from provocation, pushed
too long, Hearn.
No.
I don't want
you
to.
keep your mouth.
I don't know how many times I'm going to say it.
Well,
you're not going to get your speech
because in our conversation,
it doesn't matter any way you weasel your way in. I am not listening to your bullshit.
You don't. The limits one too many times. His mocking tone during their exchange triggered a sharp response from Hearn, who snapped, saying coldly, "If you win, I'll do whatever you say." It was meant as a challenge.
I don't think he wants me to fight in general, not just this particular rematch. I think he thinks that at 36 years old, I should be moving on to different things in this stage of my life. But that is a father worrying about his son. And, you know, he doesn't see the things I'm doing on a day-to-day basis in the gym. You know, I'm still capable. I'm still hungry. I'm still loving, dedicating my life to the sport. So retirement is not in my eye line right now. He will be at the fight for this fight, and I would imagine that he will be. I don't know. He was publicly against me fighting in the last fight. I don't see it happening.
A promoter's test of confidence. But Eubank, relentless in his psychological warfare, kept talking, pushing the moment further. That's when Eddie Hearn's patience broke. He shoved Eubank aside, shocking onlookers and sending a message. This rivalry had crossed the line from business to personal. For a brief moment, Eubank Jr. dropped his trademark bravado.
And I think Eubank Jr., if he gets this win, and there's a new lease of life maybe under Bomat, 2026, maybe finally he could become a world champion. But he's got to get past Conor Benn first. And Conor Benn, not just hungry for revenge, he believes he can win this because of what happened first time round, because he went 12 rounds at middleweight, up in class, after a long layoff. Some people fancy Benn in this.
His voice softened as he spoke about his father's concerns and the toll of years in the sport. Beneath the surface of confidence and swagger, there was something more human, a flicker of vulnerability. He wanted to prove that he's still capable, still hungry, and still the same fighter who refuses to let age dictate his destiny. The tension that filled the air wasn't just about ego. It was about
And so this fight can only harm him. Because that was a hard fight, the first one. This one will be another hard fight, whoever wins, unless there's a real freak occurrence, not a freak occurrence, unless someone gets caught with the shot really early, then it's going to be a hard night. Which you still have to make Eubank the favourite again, like I did the first time. I mean, so I don't know.
Legacy, pressure, and pride. Then came Eubank Jr.'s words that silenced the noise around him. Each sentence landed like a thunderclap. He exposed the calculated disrespect he felt from Conor Benn, accusing him of turning their rivalry into a circus of insults and posturing. But beyond the anger, there was conviction. Every syllable carried fire, anger.
But they're just not the same size. Rehydration clauses should not be a thing in boxing. I know IBF have a £10 morning after ruling, but it's just not safe. The term rehydration clause don't sound safe. Rehydration clause, just don't agree with it. Eubank's been up at super middleweight, and now they're going to drag him down to near light middleweight. I don't like it.
Intertwined with determination. Eubank painted a vivid picture of the mind games, the psychological warfare, and the physical punishment he had endured since their first clash. His message was unmistakable. Nothing will distract him from his mission to settle the score once and for all. As the reality of the rematch settled in, boxing analyst Barry Jones captured the looming sense of danger perfectly. Eubank Jr. might be favored, he explained.
This guy has zero respect for anything. And I hope people can see through it. Some will, some won't. But if you can't see them, that's a lot of what happened up there was just wrong. So listen, we go to work and we're in to win the fight. It's going to be different this time.
Explained, but the physical and mental toll of the first fight can't be ignored. Every punch, every movement in the rematch will demand endurance, focus, and composure. Jones emphasized that this isn't just about who hits harder, it's about who can control the chaos. The fighter who can conserve energy and think clearly under pressure will rise, while the other risks being consumed by the relentless intensity that defines championship boxing.
It would sell out any stadium in the UK. I was going to see it in the world there, but probably not in America because that many people wouldn't fly over. It would sell out a lot. But the fight location still hasn't been announced yet, but I do know that it's going to be on September 20th. Now, as for the date...
Dave Allen, known for his grounded perspective, offered a sharp observation that went beyond surface-level hype. He highlighted how the rehydration clauses and size differences introduce complex risks most fans overlook. These aren't just athletes throwing punches. They're walking a tightrope of stamina, power, and discipline. People don't understand how hard it is to make weight safely, Allen noted. Every decision, from diet to recovery timing, can decide the outcome before the bell.
I do see improvement there for Conor, and I do think the results will be different the other way around in the next fight. I think it'll go the distance all over again.
Even rings. His analysis reminded fans that this fight is as much mental as physical. The unseen pressures make the stakes even more dangerous, adding a strategic edge to an already volatile matchup. Tony Bellew, a man who's been through countless wars inside the ropes, didn't mince words either. He cut straight to the tactical reality. Timing favors the younger, fresher fighter. That statement alone carried weight. Conor Benn's youth and...
Like I say, the fight wasn't a letdown because it was a good fight, but as an event, you won't get a better event than that, and they'll have to go some actually to surpass that, or even equal that. Let's just hope they get the same turnout in terms of the numbers, people going through the live gate and watching that fight, because it was a great event. There's no ifs, buts, or maybes. You won't get world title fights that actually are a better event.
Recovery edge put enormous pressure on Eubank Jr., who not only has to overcome a younger opponent, but also the lingering wear from their previous war. Bellew warned that the window for mistakes in this fight is almost non-existent. Every punch, every move will matter. The smallest lapse can flip the fight completely, he said. The rematch isn't about raw aggression. It's about survival, adaptation, and strategy under fire. Tony Jeffries,
I'm not surprised.
Does that cross the lane, do you think?
Yeah, it does. Listen, the presser was good. It was a great presser, back and forth, poking each other, but not too far. But once you get physical and you touch a man's face, then...
Reflecting the emotional weight of the event, pointed to the deeper meaning behind every jab and feint. This isn't just about who wins, Jeffries stated. It's about careers, reputations, and pride. For Eubank Jr., it's a mission to reclaim respect and silence the doubters who see him as a relic of a past era. For Benn, it's about proving he belongs among the elite and stepping out from his father's shadow. Every second...
Personally, I just think the last performance of Chris, I thought you've got nothing left. There's no more improvement on what I'm seeing there. And I know there was the weight issue and all the build-up to it. I thought there's no more improvement there.
Does that mean you think do you think Conor Benn will be better in the second fight?
Yes.
Does that mean that you think that by him being better and there's no more left for Chris Eubank, that Conor Benn's able to bridge the gap and get an outcome in the second fight?
Inside the ring carries consequences beyond the final bell. The pressure is immense, the kind that breaks men or forges legends. Johnny Nelson, a voice of experience and realism, delivered a stark warning. Eubank looked limited in movement last time. Benn looks sharper and hungrier. His words underlined a painful truth. Time is not on Eubank's side. The fight may once again become a brutal test of endurance.
Do we condone it? I mean, in boxing terms, should that happen at a head-to-head? Of course not, but these things do happen. This is the fight business, and it's just made it even bigger. And we wait to see what happens next, and I'm a storyteller.
Where stamina and mental fortitude matter more than brute strength. Nelson described it best. This will be a chess match disguised as a brawl. Every jab, every step, every slip will count. Benn's improvements, he noted, could make the critical difference. Meanwhile, Eubank must evolve, adapt, and reclaim the dominance that once defined him. Former world champion Duke McKenzie reminded fans just how monumental the first fight was. It wasn't just a contest, it was a cultural moment, he said.
Right, and I think Eubank Jr, if he gets this win, and there's a new lease of life maybe under Beaumat, 2026, maybe finally he could become a world champion. But he's got to get past Conor Benn first, and Conor Benn, not just hungry for revenge, he believes he can win this because of what happened first time round, because he went 12 rounds at middleweight, up in class, after a long layoff. Some people fancy Benn in this.
The pressure to live up to that intensity is now sky high. Both fighters understand that millions are watching, waiting for a repeat of that drama. Every punch will be analyzed, every reaction magnified, McKenzie explained. The stakes go beyond belts or bragging rights. This is about the pride of British boxing. The rematch, he said, must deliver. Not just a fight, but a spectacle. Trainer Dave Coldwell echoed that sentiment, but focused on the press conference chaos that had fans talking for days.
I can only harm him, because that was a hard fight, the first one. This one will be another hard fight, whoever wins, unless there's a real freak occurrence, not freak occurrence, unless someone gets caught with the shot really early, then it's going to be a hard night, which you still have to make Eubank the favourite again, like I did the first time. I mean...
The moment Eubank and Hearn clashed physically, the room's atmosphere changed instantly. Once respect is broken, everything shifts, Coldwell said. It becomes personal. The build-up now feels more like psychological warfare than promotion. This fight isn't just skill versus skill. It's ego versus ego, pride versus pride. The lines between business and emotion have blurred completely. Johnny Nelson added another layer to the analysis later, pointing out that Eubank Jr.
But they're just not the same size. Rehydration clauses should not be a thing in boxing. I know IBF have a £10 morning after ruling, but it's just not safe. The term rehydration clause just don't sound safe. Rehydration clause, just don't agree with it. Eubank's been up at super middleweight, and now they're going to drag him down to near light middleweight. I don't like.
May have plateaued, while Benn continues to rise. Youth, he said, often comes with fearlessness, and fearlessness can be deadly in the ring. Benn's confidence and sharpness might expose Eubank in ways we didn't see before, Nelson warned. The rematch is no longer about proving who's stronger, it's about who's smarter under fire. The fighter who controls tempo and emotion will dictate the story. Adam Smith, one of boxing's most respected voices,
back down to 160, so it's got a very short lifespan, this rematch. It's got to be done, the sooner the better. If I'm being brutally honest, the sooner the rematch happens, in my opinion, it favours Conor Benn, because he's the younger fighter who's took less damage and has had a much lesser career with much less experience. For someone like Chris Eubank Jr, it's going to take a while to turn around, and it's going to take a while to recover, because that was a hard fight for him. He was shook a number of times, he felt the shots. He'd also done the same to...
Highlighted the chaotic beauty of the sport itself. This has become more than a fight, Smith said. It's theater, unpredictable, emotional, and explosive. The head-to-head clashes, the interviews, the physical confrontations, all have amplified the event's global magnetism. Every moment now feels magnified, Smith continued. The pressure on these men is extraordinary. One slip, one wrong move, and legacies could change forever.
He couldn't care what I say, and I couldn't care what he says. And we've both got...
The comments were harsh. Well, they were pretty harsh. I mean, scumbag is a...
I don't really take any notice of you. You don't take any notice of me. If I was... Everyone's different, aren't they? Like when he was saying it, I was actually laughing. But then I looked over at some people and they weren't laughing. So it depends. I'm probably a little bit more less old school. But I think the old.
As fight week progresses, Eubank Jr. finds himself standing at a career crossroads. A win could rewrite his legacy, reignite his star power, and open doors many thought closed. But a loss could reshape everything, perhaps irreversibly. For Benn, momentum and youth are on his side. He knows what worked last time, and that confidence gives him an edge. Yet, confidence can also turn to overreach if unchecked. The balance between belief and discipline may decide this entire rematch. Barry Jones once again emphasized the brutal reality that awaits both fighters. "This isn't going to be pretty," he said flatly. "It's going to be punishing." Eubank may enter as the technical favorite, but Benn's youth and energy can't be underestimated. Experience versus explosiveness. That's the story. Every round will drain them mentally and physically. Fans won't just watch a fight. They'll witness a battle of willpower and endurance that could redefine both men's careers. Dave Allen revisited a vital point about safety and preparation that most overlook amid the hype. The fight's catchweight rules, size management, and rehydration limits introduce dangerous variables. "You're not just fighting your opponent, you're fighting your body," Allen explained. Both men are walking a fine line where the slightest misstep in weight management or recovery could decide their fate. It's a reminder that boxing is as much science as it is art. Tony Bellew returned to discuss strategy, reinforcing the significance of timing. "Benn's youth gives him recovery power Eubank can't match," he said. "If Eubank doesn't adapt early, Benn could run away with it." The fight, Bellew predicted, will be defined by patience, precision, and composure. The first few rounds will be a test of nerves. The later rounds, a test of heart. Eubank Jr., though, is proving that his words can hit as hard as his punches. His verbal jabs and cold demeanor during press conferences reveal a deeper game, one rooted in psychological control. Every insult and every smirk is designed to unsettle Benn, to remind him who the veteran is in this story. "This is chess, not checkers," one insider remarked. "Eubank knows how to get inside your head before he gets inside your guard." But Conor Benn isn't backing down. His frustration with contractual delays and behind-the-scenes politics has boiled to the surface. In interviews, his tone has hardened, a mix of irritation and resolve. He's tired of being painted as the young challenger and wants to prove he's now the superior fighter. "There's pressure," Benn admitted. "But pressure makes diamonds." That simple statement encapsulates his mindset: calm, focused, and ready to silence the critics. The rematch has evolved far beyond a sporting event. It's a psychological war fueled by pride, legacy, and redemption. Every exchange between fighter and promoter, every headline, every weigh-in glance adds another layer of intrigue. Fans can feel it, the intensity building towards something explosive. For Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn, this isn't just another fight. It's a defining moment, a crossroads between past and future, between pride and proof. And when the first bell rings, all the talk, all the tension, and all the emotion will collide, leaving one man standing taller and the other wondering where it all slipped away.